Hi everyone, I'm Patrick. I'm just kidding. I don't know how to act anymore because I have viewers and followers that we know now that are actually watching or on our Instagram channel now. So
yeah.
And our TikTok too.
And I'm Rico. No, that's what you say. I'm Sam.
What?
I'm Sam. I'm Sam.
I'm Sam.
What? Hi, I am Sam. Sam, I am.
Well, you said it so.
I'm Sam.
I'm Sam.
Some like nerd, or what do you call it? Not a nerd. I don't know. Some goofball. Anyway.
I mean, a new girl. Do you remember the episode where Schmit feels like he needs to be a man because he's about to marry Cece?
Schmit. Oh, you're talking about
New Girl.
New Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember
I feel
episode?
like you gotta remind me. I saw the whole series, but I just don't remember.
So the beginning of the episode, Schmit is like in the car with Cece. Long story short, a motorcycle like crashes into him and hits on the windshield, and he's like, "I'm Toby, I'm Toby," and it's like, "Yeah,
oh yeah."
And then so, but you know, like you remind me of Schmit because Schmit's like Schmit, like that's what you remind me of when you said that. I'm Sam. I'm Sam.
Yeah, that was a good show.
It was.
I feel it was like the last true millennial show, in my opinion.
I don't want to. Yeah, that is true. Huh?
And I don't mean so much like it was done while the generation was growing up, but I think like that whole show really encapsulate what it means to be a millennial. You know, like we're all grown ups and we're struggling to grow up. You know, sort of deal. And we're still kind of like living kid life, but at the same time, like trying to pay rent even. And everyone there is like close to 40 and they're all still roommates.
That sounds like it sounds like another, because I know so many friends at the gym are like they're still in roommate situations, you know?
Yeah. To us, it feels phony, right? We all feel like phonies, but in reality, it's just, I don't know. I'm not, there's some of it is warranted. Like some of it could be that we struggle to grow up, but some of it is we just are unable, not because we're not competent enough, but just the things surrounding us and the environment just kind of puts us in a place where we're at a disadvantage a lot, right? Yeah. And it's most of it has to do with economics, I feel.
See, but what does that term even to grow up means? Like, what does that mean? What does that mean to you, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
We talked about it maybe a while back, but I feel like all of us are still figuring it. Like you said, like who has it figured out, really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm supposed to be married and with kids, and I'm supposed to feel grown up, dude. I still feel the same. You know, I mean, I know that there's things I can't do anymore. I know that there's things that like I need to sacrifice, and I sacrifice often for my fam and myself, and but still, you still have like truly, you still have that sense of still the kid,
dude. Same. Like, do you ever feel like you still feel like a kid?
I do,
because I walk into places at Poly or going to a grocery store. I feel like a kid. I'm like, here, that's $20. Oh, here's my money. Like, I don't. There's parts where I feel like I still am a kid, but I'm like, I snap back. I'm like, oh no, like I need to call the dentist because like that's my priority. I can't have my mom call the dentist for me, or you got to go to the DMV, or I was like, oh crap, But I still, there's a lot of situations at Poly or just going other places like grocery stores, and I'm not a kid anymore. I forgot, but it's still within you in a sense, because like you said, we don't feel like we truly ever figured it out. And like, will you ever reach that moment where we figured life out? Yeah,
I feel like maybe I always thought that growing up means you're self-sufficient. You know, like you could take care of yourself. But I'm not so sure that's true anymore, because like I have the ability of doing, like I told this to Abs before. I feel like most men probably feel like, if you're the last person on earth, you'll probably do fine. You know, like if you're in a disaster and you're left alone, I feel like most of us men in our age range would be like, we could figure it out. Like, we're not afraid.
Yeah.
My fear is a little bit more nuanced than I thought I would have at this age, which is basically losing my fam, right? So, like, I constantly have, I love my kids every day more and more. And I actually this morning, I talked about that with them, and that like I have a lot of love for them, but now I also, with that came fear. It's like now I have more things to lose, and it's a weird thing to bear, you know?
Yeah.
Like to have on my shoulders, like, shit. So
it's not you anymore.
Yeah. So not having that burden, I feel like I'm still self-sufficient. But with this involved, it's a totally different like area of work, an area of like trying to figure out. Yeah.
I mean, from what I hear from a lot of people too is, do you feel like now that you have a family, does it feel like it lit a fire underneath you? Like as far as like motivation or like I gotta keep going or how? Like I think maybe I answered my own question, but I remember you said my legacy, right? When we talk about getting older.
Yeah.
So in a sense, it did kind of spark a fire underneath you because you want to. What am I going to leave to my kids, or what am I going to be remembered as? Right.
Right.
So.
Yep. Yeah. not necessarily a thing that. Schmit. Yeah. I'm Sam. Sam, guys. Hey, how you doing? You like this? No. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So how's your week been, man, Pat?
No. We're not gonna. I'm just kidding. We're not gonna change the topic. I'm just kidding. We can. It's been good. It's been good. Yeah. I feel. I was thinking about it on the way over here. I feel like every week or now I'm actually. It kind of sucks that this is happening, but I'm getting more connections in poly. I'm feeling more belonging to where I'm actually comfortable with talking to people now, and I feel. It just sucks because that was the first year at being at poly. It was kind of a feeling out stage. Okay, like, well, how am I gonna like blend in with these kids? That's ASMR. Sam's actually taking a pee into a cup right now.
No,
Sam.
Yeah, I was meaning to ask you, like, how's that been going, man? What do you think about the mugs?
I like mugs. Yeah, it's good.
It's the Guadalupe ones. The Guadalupe Cafe.
Guadalupe.
And there are theme colors, right? Or they won't be able to see, but one's red, one's black. Anyways, last week I kind of wanted to ask you about like how are those? How's your social life there, and how's poly in general?
It's good.
You just went through midterms. How were those?
I'm just glad. Like it's a nice like sense of relief. And then also it's like a nice little break because that's why I wanted to step out to go to downtown Solution, but I was so tired. So I just ended up just going to sleep. I might want to go out tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I might go out tonight or this weekend because now I just, Super Bowl's this Sunday. And then, so it's a nice little break. And yeah, everything's good. I had this funny like perception of what it's like to be like an older student at Cal Poly. Because this guy's really nice in my functional anatomy class, and it just shows you like age wise, like this is like a natural thing. Because I sat down and like on a timer on your phone, it shows like if you pay for parking somewhere, it shows a countdown like okay, hey, your time's about to expire. Mm-hmm. And he asked me, he's like, hey, like what's that timer for? I'm like, oh, I paid for parking. It's just because I didn't want to have to park where I usually park. It's like, man, you're a baller. I just paid $8 for 2 hours, but yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, like some person's like, oh, you're a baller, and then me, I'm just like, okay, but yeah, and then like yesterday, me and a friend, we were going to class and we're like, hey, let's go get something to eat because the place that you showed me, Lincoln Deli, like amazing, love it. He enjoys it a lot too, and so we went to go get sandwiches. We were late to functional anatomy just because of that. And we were able to eat in class.
Did you get beers from there? Don't they have like happy hour?
Yeah, but we were going to class, so we were going to go back. There's no way that our teacher was going to let us drink during class.
No, you could have drinking it.
Oh, sure. But we
don't drink and drive, guys.
Yeah. we were behind on time, so we like rushed, got the sandwiches, came back, and I wasn't that hungry, but I was like, I'm gonna get some to this guy because I always hear like how he's hungry. Like, oh, can I bum some food off of you? Like, not me, but like to one of our friends in class. And so I was like, hey, I'm gonna give half to him. And then like the guy that was the same made the comments about the parking. And I was like, oh, you're a baller. And it was like, so you're really gonna give me half? I'm like, dude, it's just food. Like, dude, have it. And he's like, man, you're the best, bro. And then like the guy would text me, he's like, dude, you're too nice of a guy. I'm like, it's just food?
Yeah.
In my head.
No, I totally get it. Yeah. Like I didn't understand certain behaviors of these students. I mean, I wasn't I was in the 26, 27 when I was at Poly, and yeah, I would do like little things like that, and they like my roommates would think like, dude, like you must have a lot of money. Like, no, it's like I'm just sharing my bread or like my eggs, you know, like, yeah, or my sandwich, same thing. Or he wants a coffee. It's probably one of the least expensive things you can buy someone. So,
but that's really cool that how people still appreciate like little gestures like that.
Yeah,
it's cool because I mean like I could easily just gave it to him like, oh dude, like thanks, and just starts eating. But he looked really excited and cool excited for me to give him a piece of my sandwich. So I was like, dude, like it's just food, like I'm fine. Like
it was something that I feel like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a culture thing. Like I feel like a lot of our parents told us that sharing is a good thing. Like. And you make it work, right? So you have something, no matter how small. If you just share something, it'll probably work out. You're not going to starve or anything. Yeah. So you make it work. Like sometimes, like if I have a burger and then a friend joins in, and I was the only one, and that's the only thing I got. Like, hey, you want to share? Like, let's split it. You know, like I'm not going to go hungry from not eating the full thing. Half of it is just as fine.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was thinking about that too, and I always wanted to bring it up too. But I know Mexican families and Filipino families are the same. But if you could go to a family function, like, here, have you ate yet? And like,
yeah, they keep
like,
giving you.
It's
shit,
like, dude,
right?
like I'm fine. Like I don't need to eat all the time, but I'm like they always make sure to like feed you, or like they want you to be fed, you know.
Yeah.
And so and then you always feel disrespect if like you turn it down because like, why are you not hungry? Like you need to eat, and it's like,
yeah, I'm definitely very, very like that. Like. Abs and I are a little pretty different in those aspects. Like, it's not that she's selfish; she just grew up in a different environment. But like, well, actually, she likes it now. She likes being like someone is someone who's like a host at a house. She likes hosting. She's starting to like hosting and making food for people. But like, for example, if I'm outside and I see someone and I'd be like, hey, you want to come? Like, I'll invite you for something, right? I'll buy them something. Or if I'm out and about and then a friend who's like hardly even that big of a friend, but they say like, oh, I've never been there. You never been there? I'll take you over sometime. And then I mean it. And I end up taking them. And I don't mind spending a little bit on them. You could always figure, it's not like you could always be straightforward. Like, hey, I could get you this and that. Or, you know, or just straight up saying like, this is what I'm going to get you. You know? So I don't know. I like spending quality time. I think you talked about one time about love language. I think it was on the first season. I definitely am a quality time kind of guy. Like,
nice.
I love hanging out. I love providing a space. You know, that's definitely, I love that kind of stuff. So when I don't go through those stuff, I do feel, hey, maybe that's why. Remember I told you that I was a little bit down like earlier this season because I hadn't seen Friends and I realized how big it was. And I think that's part of it. I didn't have quality time with my friends and I need that kind of stuff.
Because I think it's cool that I want to say you need it with friends. Because I could easily say, like, I get quality time with my family because I'm around my family a lot, right? But for me, I mean, because I work with, like, going to school, full-time work, going to the gym. And I want to say I do it purposely because, obviously, it takes a lot to go to full-time school. But I could easily say, like, oh, I get my quality time with my family. That's good enough, right? Mm-hmm. So, but it's good for you, like where you have a family already. You have 2 kids, you have a wife. Mm-hmm. You could be say, "Oh, I got my quality time here. It's fine," and then like just shelter you off from like your friends and everything. But it's cool that you need time with your friends because I know it's really easy to just not like you said. Like I said, when you plan those social things, it's cool because you want to gather everyone, and, like make sure we're all hanging out and because it's cool. I don't know. It's just. To me, I don't get to see my friends. And that's the case when you get older too, right? We all have obligations. And the more that you get older, the more obligations get tougher. And your pie of time is no longer, like you only have like this sliver of time for like hanging out. So so it's cool that you purposely do that. Yeah.
It's been a little hard lately because with kids, it's hard to keep a schedule. And I know I need a schedule, a lot better schedule to be able to even plan for those kind of things. Because sometimes it could be reckless to spend too much time with certain friends and then like you forget like what other things you need to do. So with kids, it's been a little hard to schedule everything. And I think that's part of it as well, why I haven't been able to, at least not. for a big period of time. Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, man? I mean, just to wrap up, like stuff at Poly, it's been good. Midterms were, but yeah, everything social interactions have been cool.
Yeah,
I'm starting to feel like finally coming to my own at Poly, and it's a shame that there's only a quarter and a half left potentially at Poly. So I'm like, why didn't this happen like the first year?
Yeah. Any ladies?
There's potential. There's potential for sure. I mean, it's cool because that's the cool. I want to say, okay, I said I want to wrap it up. I want to dive back in. It's cool because I'm almost like a mentor to like some of these guys at Poly. Because I don't know if I told it on the last podcast where one of the guys, let's say he's underage. Again.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
So he was like really skeptical. Well, not skeptical, but he was kind of afraid to go out because like one of his roommates is a girl, and like it was one of her friend's birthday, and told him, hey, you should come out. And guidance from you too, because you're that voice in my head to be like, dude, just do it. Like, and so I told him, I was like, hey, what's the worst can happen? One, they rip up your ID. I don't know. Again, I don't condone this stuff, but I was trying to make him have a good time because he's never gone downtown to slow.
Especially with all those ladies. That's cool.
Yeah, because he came to me. I came to him. We went to go work out before class one time. And we were just talking about, life and all this stuff because, I'm like 13 years elder to him. And I just told him, hey, so like, what's it like to be a 20-year-old at Poly? Because obviously, like, dude, being a 20-year-old at Poly and being exposed to people you've never seen before, the hormones, all this like ramped up. And he's like, oh, it's cool, but I feel like I don't take advantage of enough of it. I was like, well, what do you mean? Like, I feel like I want to like approach girls and stuff. I'm like, I know a guy that can help us. But I long story short, I told him to go out. He went out. And he was able to get into like 5-6 clubs. Again, I'm not condoning this stuff.
Dude, that's like more than half of them already.
And he said he had a great time. And like part of me was just like, yes, like I'm so glad I'll be that positive voice and to go to another subject, I don't know if I told you, but there's this tall guy that I sit next to in functional anatomy. He's asking me for like bodybuilding tips. I can show you his Instagram and stuff. But he's a tall 6'2", 6'3" guy, and he kind of looks up to me, In a sense, he looks down to me because of stature, but he looks up to me as far as like because I've done shows and stuff, and so it's cool for him to ask advice to me, and I feel like a mentor. And I've always said that when I first started working out, I wish someone was there for me to like help me and guide me, and so it's cool that I get to be that for people now. Yeah, like whether it's being that positive voice in their lives, because I feel like I never had that growing up. Again, like my mom never was. I'm not shaming her, but like she was never around to help me foster that positive voice with myself. So it's cool. I get to be that for like the younger crowd at Poly.
You're taking me down memory lane. That's cool. That's awesome, man.
It's a good feeling though.
Yeah, it is.
It's I don't know, because it doesn't have to deal with me, but for me being able to help people where I want to say that they can't give anything in return to you, because I mean, you're getting a connection in return from them, right? But as far as like monetarily or physically, they can't offer you anything, right?
Have you ever gone out with them, like the people that you kind of mentored, sort of?
One of them wants to go downtown with me. The guy I told you, like, hey, go downtown.
Are they both kind of friends?
Kind of, but there was not a rift, but they're kind of friends, but yeah.
Okay, you should try and like make them go out sometime or whatever.
Well, one of them reminds them of me when I was younger, because he's really just gung ho about fitness and I was like, this is my meal prep, and like, dude, hey, I can't work out this week because I burned myself because I was cooking steak. I'm like, holy shit, bro. He's like really about it. I'm like, holy crap. It's cool to see young people like that. Yeah. Yep. Like, it's really inspiring me to be like, okay, damn. And he's also like showed me his Instagram, like, dude, I'm so about like posting to Instagram now. I'm like, damn, I remember when I was like that, when the curtain didn't get peeled back and I lost that what's the word I'm looking for? The innocence. Yeah. The innocence wasn't like taken away from me.
It'd be cool if you go out with him one night like that downtown, because I feel like people that you and I know or like just older people that go downtown over there sometimes too. They'll recognize you and be like, "Hey, Pat." It's cool, like social validation when you're there, and you know the your friends that are your new friends see that you have this kind of circle, and they're like, "Whoa, this guy is like." I don't know. There's this interesting. Like I remember, I would go downtown with some students up from Poly, and things like that would happen, and you could just feel that they kind of start looking up to you, and it's a good feeling.
Well, what is that feeling though, like to you though? Because I've kind of explained it to myself, but what's that feeling to you like when those kids were looking up to you?
Well, I just felt like they're, like I have things to do with them, you know. Like I almost feel like I have not an obligation, but it's kind of like life is showing you, or you know, I'm religious, so I'll think of it in God terms, and like God is showing me that like I have a place here and something to do with them, you know.
Yeah,
and
it made me feel like I had a purpose.
Yeah, exactly. So a sense of purpose, and it's not like it's not an ego thing. I would kind of say it's the opposite. It's like it's a sort of sense of humility, because it's like you're there, and then God shows you these two people, and this kind of, and things just kind of start clicking. Like people start seeing you at the right time. It's like, hey, Sam, give him a hug, and some random people, and all these people that are there with me, they're just kind of looking at me, and they start kind of getting closer, and they're asking me questions, and I didn't want to make myself feel like I didn't have a sense of pride, but I had a sense of like I could offer them something, you know, like all this life that I've had has a purpose, and these are one of those moments where I get that I'm asked to share, you know, like the sense of purpose is really what it comes down to.
Yeah, because like I said, it came down to a thought where I was like, well, I can't. And when I got to Paul, I'm like, well, I can't relate to these kids, man. Like, what am I gonna relate to them? Well, oh, hey, how was that hamburger? Like, but the one thing that's awesome, and like I said, you foster an environment to where a lot of people can come over and hang out. But it's experiences, shared experiences. That's what's cool. That's what we can share with one another, even though we have an age gap or something. Like going out or going to the gym. Like those are like shared experiences. Because he's like, dude, we got to get a lift in sometime. That one guy was saying, I'm like, dude, just hit me up and I'll be down and go. Like,
yeah, you guys all have access to that gym, right? Yeah. They don't charge you guys for the gym.
No, yeah. So yeah, it's really cool because this guy's like a handsome dude, man. And just, dude, I see a lot of potential in this guy, and he's really, but I mean, yeah, he's still super young, you know. So, but it's at the same time, it's just weird because, man, if I was the way that I am now, like, I wonder how, like, if I would have been like cocky and stuff, you know, because dude, if you're like a ripped dude, a young 20-year-old at Cal Poly, I can only imagine.
Yeah, I would just
ego
exactly. Yeah. I would just say that don't get stuck on the mentor zone, right? Like if people start seeing you like a mentor, like obviously the difficult part is like not putting yourself up there so that you're sharing things down to them, but like trying to get to their level. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. It just came to me when I saw them. Like, oh, like some of these guys are looking up to me. It's cool. So, I mean, I just try to, there are times where I'm like, okay, this is the mentor hat, but then most of the time I want to be here with them. I want to be one of the peers at the same time. Yeah.
It's a tricky thing. Have you been invited out? Yeah, you've been invited out to downtown.
Yeah.
Any girls have invited you out? Not yet.
It's maybe I mean, it's one of those things where I should be
you don't put yourself out there to them.
I mean, that's because I can tell, like looking at like a lot of people, you can tell some of them are intimidated, but they want to talk, but we just choose not to because no one makes the move, you know? But yeah, that's, I know it's there. And so, yeah, it's just a matter of time because I got to make the most of it because there's only like a quarter and a half left. And time's a ticking. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of things. I can talk about another thing, but I want to ask how your week's been.
Well, it's been all right.
How's work? How's fam? Any new things?
It was Fabian's and Juan's birthday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and we're gonna go celebrate tonight.
I want to I know they're Laker fans, and I don't know. You don't know. You don't watch a lot of basketball.
I haven't followed basketball
but
in ages.
I know they listen. You guys are welcome because I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan. We traded them Luke. So just in simple terms, just imagine that you have a Lamborghini, right? Lamborghini is freaking awesome, and you go and trade it for something that's just lesser value, and you're just like,
say the brand.
I don't know, but it's just we traded a Lamborghini that you wanted to have, and we traded and we got an older player, and it's just like, dude, we have a cornerstone player, but I'm so sad. So what's that all about? I'm so sad and pissed. There's a lot of things. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I want to make sure that you're comfortable talking about sports. But basically,
that's all good.
It's a young 25-year-old generational talent. I was a big fan. I'm like, dude, he's gonna be a Maverick for life. He gets traded out of the blue on Saturday. I remember I just woke up out of my nap like at 10 o'clock at night. And I look, I'm like, I told my brother, like, my brother's a Laker fan. I'm like, they traded Luka, dude. I'm like, what the hell? They traded him to the Lakers. Because I like Luka so much that I want to name one of my sons after him. I no joke. And I told my coworkers because think how funny it sounds. So
it's a good name. I like the name. Luka.
It's Luka Lacky Lack.
Luka Lacky Lack.
He would get so much crap in school, dude.
Yeah, Luka Lacky Lack.
Yeah, but yeah, just long and short,
Luka,
you guys are
Lacky
welcome. I just gave up my government name on here. I'm like, yeah, oh, you guys, you want my last 4 digits of the social security?
Yeah, it's funny.
But yeah, to those listeners that are Laker fans, you're welcome. Okay. And I'm sad, but
is he doing good stuff with Lakers?
He's about to play his first game Tuesday.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so I know a lot of the Laker fans are ecstatic because LeBron's like getting older, and so this is their next talent in line. We gave him to him. I'm so sad.
I'm always happy to hear that. Quasi local team, right? Because we're in the area.
But I mean, if I remember, I
was in Anaheim or not Clippers.
Yeah, and they just got a new stadium that's really cool.
A new one?
It's in Inglewood. It's called the Intuit Dome. Really cool. Like they have their main feature of the stadium is called the Wall. So like, I'll show you.
It used to be Staples, no?
It's now crypto, but that's the Lakers. Yeah. So it was Staples, and then they shared the same stadium together, and then now they got their own.
Oh, it sucks. I'm gonna ask my bro because like my bro had a box.
Yeah.
For Clippers specifically through his company where he lived. So he would go often, and now I don't know if that's still the case.
I gotta show you it because the Intuit Dome. So I watch wrestling from time to time. I just now like it's about to be WrestleMania season, so I kind of like take a little look at it. I like it. I enjoy it from time to time because it's like a groans. I don't want to say groans man, but it's like a soap opera. That's the best way I could put it. But the first episode on Netflix, it was at the Intuit Dome, which is the Clippers. So there's a thing. It's a section of the stadium called the Wall. Basically, like the fans look like they're towering over you.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and so they had a shot of The Rock. I'm like, I got to show you the shot because you'll even appreciate it, like the way that it was shot. I'm like, Sam would appreciate this, but it looks cool because like the fans are on top of him, so it's really cool. But yeah, and I want to go to the Intuit Dome because it looks really cool.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to ask. I hope his company still does because they had it specifically for the Clippers, so they weren't allowed to use it for LA Lakers, but unless they were both playing together. But I had no idea all those things. Well, I mean, if we're talking about sports, like one thing that happened is Leon's doing really good in this particular.
See, I want to hear more sports from you too because I you ever feel like friend-wise, I don't mean to interrupt, but we'll get back to it, but friend-wise, there's some friends at Poly where like, I don't know if they're into sports. And so I won't talk about it. So for you, I know like, I do know like you're into sports, mainly soccer because of Leon, because he had the cup and we talked about it before. But for you, I don't know if I want to talk a lot of sports because I don't know how deep you're into it, how much you follow, right?
Well, we could talk. Oh shoot, I wasn't ready. Yeah, but if you wanted, maybe we could dedicate a particular episode on sports. And I was thinking about this week. I've been thinking about it for a while. I was like, what if we made a podcast, like my family? I wouldn't be in it, but I'd have a family podcast specifically of the games of Leon, like the game after. So I would do like a coverage before and after the game and see what are their thoughts and stuff like that. And then
cool.
collectively, that will be one episode.
Yeah.
With just family. And so I was thinking about doing something like that.
Nice.
But I mean, to get the whole family together, that's a bitch. Especially if you have a big fam.
Yeah, you have a really big fan. The fact that they're spread out.
Yeah. We would have to do Zoom, and I hate the sound quality. And so if I were to do Zoom, I'd pretty much buy everyone equipment just to have it all the time. Like, use this specific camera and this, you know. But,
use this setting. And
I don't have the money for that. But so they're in first place.
All right.
And undefeated, and they've been winning every single one.
How far into the season are they?
Five. This is their fifth game. They were leads with one game less than the whole league. Except for two teams because they had to cancel, and yet they were still on the leads. They were like fighting between America and Leon. Were kind of like, and America had one game more, but now they made up that game in the middle of the week, and Leon won 2-1, and now they're leads undefeated.
Dang. Wait, so how many games left?
No, there's still several. Probably like another, like before playoffs, probably like another, I'm going to say 13 games, 14 games.
Left?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's still like early into the season still. They haven't even reached halfway.
Right. But it's still, I guess the reason why I'm excited is because they've been doing poorly for the last like 3 tournaments, you know.
Oh, okay.
And it's cool too because like you heard about the FIFA came up with a World Cup, but for small, like, have you heard of that?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like regions, right? Where there's like a North America and South America.
So
stuff.
it's basically right, and they're going to be playing here in the U.S. And I think basically what's going to happen is they're trying to get ready for the World Cup.
Yeah.
For the next World Cup, but Leon is one of the
host sites.
One of the few teams from Mexico playing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So the reason why is because they were champions one year. They beat LAFC.
Yeah.
In the tournament, and so because they were champs in that particular league, they automatically get it and go in, and it's perfect timing because now they're doing really well. So it's I wish I could see them. Most likely, those things are going to be.
If I remember, you took your wife to go see them, right?
Yeah.
Has she ever been? Because if I remember, she's from Seattle. I'm up for a bit because it sounds like, and that's a cool thing about this is because I'm get to come over and get to know your wife a little more. Because I'll come back to it, but I haven't really like got to know your wife, you know. Mm-hmm. So she's from Seattle. She's probably went to like, is it Seattle Sounders? That's their soccer
I'm pretty
team?
sure she's gone several times.
Okay, so like, how was that going to like Mexico and then?
I'm pretty sure her impression of Mexican soccer is they're insane. Like it's dangerous.
And then also we were talking about it, but like the I won't say racial slurs, but like the homophobic slurs that might be.
I mean, we don't think they're homophobic, but they're Whoa, beep. Nah. It's funny because my parents don't cuss, but if they ever do cuss, it's on those days.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. I actually don't know if they do, but I could see them doing it. But it was crazy because the game that we went to with her, it was the one that like they were about to qualify to the playoffs. They just needed to win that game, and it was such a good game. And we feel like it was stolen from them because there was a score and they annulled it, but they didn't check the box. Yeah,
that's always a fishy thing.
I think what happened. I don't remember, but they didn't check the box, and then we all looked at the reruns. That was totally a score.
Or was it because like the ball bounced and it didn't cross the line or something? Or?
No, it did go in. It definitely went in.
Oh, was it because of offsides?
I think they were claiming offsides or like a hand, but and then they didn't review it, and they should have because the rule is if it's like a game-changing result, especially at the very end, refs are not obligated, but it's supposed to be like an unsaid rule, like they have to check, you know?
Yeah, that's the same for football too or basketball. They're trying to get to that, but it's moments like that where you're like, man, is this rigged? Are they trying to rig the game so like they don't win?
Yeah, there's so many things. Like there was I don't want to get too much into it, but the good news is they're finally doing well, and they're at the top of the game right now. Well, actually, there's a lot of criticism that I have of them, but but you got the nutshell. Like we could do that in another episode.
Yeah.
So if you're not into sports, maybe that episode that we talk is not for you, but we'll go through a variety of things. How's the TRT stuff going on? Like not the TRT, but the testosterone stuff. Like, do you have kind of a game plan or?
So you guys don't know, I put on 10 pounds in the past week. What's up? My voice got deeper. Actually, dude, my thoughts haven't changed on it. I don't think I'm gonna take it until I actually reach measures where, I've reached those symptoms where like feeling depressed and loss of libido and all that stuff. Once that starts compiling up, I'm okay. Like maybe I need to get on this, right? Mm-hmm. But no, I mean, I feel fine. I feel amazing still. Not to get away from the TRT thing, but I sent you some things. My phone's about to die, so I can't look at it. But
on my phone?
Yeah. So I got my DEXA done the first year at Poly, right? This was like 2023. So DEXA, for those who don't know, DEXA is dual X-ray absorptiometry. If I got that right, and then people, our listeners, you can correct me. Our dual X-ray absorptiometry, which is basically you're laying on this thing and there's an X-ray and it goes from top of your head all the way down to your feet, and it goes and it takes like roughly 7 minutes. But what it does, it's basically the gold standard in kinesiology of measuring your body fat.
So this is even more accurate than the one that you like. The volumetric one?
I guess so. They're saying this is the gold standard, but from what I heard to the bod pod, what you're talking about, where you sit in water and the water like disperses.
My friend did that.
So I talked to one of the professors and they told me like I can get you information to see where you could go because I guess they have it at Poly, but it's not at Poly anymore. They moved it to a different. That's why we don't have it anymore. So.
Okay.
But this is a gold standard. DEXA it's a gold standard of seeing how much body fat you have, how much muscle you have, how much lean mass you have, bone density, everything. So it was kind of cool because they have all the scans that they had of me. So I don't know if you've seen, I mean, I can show you how to read it, but the first scan was in 2023 and I weighed 162 pounds, I think.
You didn't give me that one, right? The old one.
I mean, you can look at the new one. The new one basically like shows you both of the years. I don't know if you could see it.
Yeah, but I'm seeing him right here.
Yeah, so 2023, I was like 162 pounds because I did a bodybuilding show, right? And then 2025.
Oh, I see. I see the old one.
Yeah.
It was hard to know.
Yeah, so 2025, I got redone, but I weigh 191 pounds. Yeah, so then I told my teacher, hey, this is going to be interesting because I did a bodybuilding show on the first one. And he's like, oh, yeah, like you weigh 30 pounds more. And so I was kind of interested to see how much muscle I put on, like actual muscle. Because when you put on weight, again, if you're not on gear, if our listeners remember what the word gear is, steroids, like it's hard to put on muscle because along with muscle, you put on fat. So, but the cool thing is that we did the DEXA, I put on 9 pounds of muscle, which is cool because I was like, oh crap, okay. Like again, remember my testosterone is at the 329, which is considered low for me.
Yeah, I see here that you gained.
I gained 9. It should be on the far right. And
I'm looking at it. Yeah.
So I gained 9.1 pounds or something, and I was like, oh crap, okay. So I feel like, dude, it'd be kind of cool to see like me doing a show this year to see like what improvements I make. Because I do.
Are you gonna do one?
I might do one, and then it's kind of funny because my professor was like, because we were waiting for the information to come back. He's like, so what's it like to be like a bodybuilder? I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel any different. Remember at the gym, I told you, hey, do you remember this guy? Like, because what did you think of that guy that I introduced you to at the gym when we went last week? Like,
yeah,
he's big,
pretty big,
right? Yeah. So, but I told him, I was like, hey, like, dude, you're freaking big. You have big traps and big arms. Like, he's like, dude, thanks, man, but I don't see that in me. I'm like, what do you mean?
It's so weird.
Yeah, because I mean, the running joke, and that's what I told one of my classmates is,
dude, I wish I could just be like that. Yeah,
dude, it's just. The running joke forever against the gym community is once you step into a gym, you're forever going to look at your body and not the same anymore. Because that's why we get body dysmorphia amongst guys,
Yeah. It's weird. Like, you're super lean back then, but you looked like chunkier. The older one.
Yeah. So if you're looking at it, maybe Sam will put this up. Post edit, but green means that's just muscle. So that's solid muscle.
Shit,
and
man.
then yellow is gonna be fat. And so when I was in 2023, I had 8% body fat.
Yeah.
And then now I'm at 18, which is kind of cool. I'm really happy that I'm underneath 20 because 20 feels like you're kind of like, okay, you're maybe bulking a little too hard.
Yeah.
And so,
that's cool, man.
Yeah, it's cool, man. If you guys ever get to do a DEXA, it's really awesome because it checks out your bone density and all that stuff. I know around the area where we live at.
You changed ethnicity.
I dyed myself. I was like, I'm black now. Yeah, what's up, man?
No, you were.
What's up? It's Patrick Leg.
You were white on your. You were white. And you turned Filipino.
I didn't do that. Because the first one, the professor didn't even ask, so he just put it in there. And then now I'm Asian. I told him, hey, so what do you want to put for ethnicity? I'm like, you can put Asian. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put Muslim. Middle Eastern. Let me see. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really cool because the fact that I was able to put 9 pounds in because it's really hard to put on muscle. Once you reach this point where you put on a good amount of muscle, you keep going to as far as naturally, it's hard to put on muscle because you kind of reach your limit, right? And so it's cool that I put on 9 pounds of muscle, and I can't wait to shred down to see what that looks like. So, but yeah, if you guys are I want to say in the area, but if you have one near you, I know they're really popular in LA, bigger cities. They're widely available. Mm-hmm. But I think Cal Poly might let you do it. I think you have to talk to somebody, but we have those machines and it's really awesome to do.
Yeah, mine would just be all yellow. No, all red.
Do you see how close? So I don't know if you see the yellow, green, and red. I'm pretty close to being obese. Damn it.
Yeah. Why did it say that?
Well, again, so people.
It might be an older, probably something needs to get updated.
No. So the whole BMI thing, it's controversial because a lot of people base stuff on BMI, but going to school and learning about BMI is suggested for the general public.
Yeah.
So that's what it is, and so that's why it's kind of flawed in a way. Because I could be solid muscle like how I am now. I could be, and then I'm suggesting I'm obese. I'm like, what?
So under the standards of BMI classifications, you're overweight.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I gotta shed some weight, dude.
Nah, dude, this is cool. I'm gonna. What about this bone stuff? Can you tell me about the bone stuff?
Oh yeah, so if you look at the graph, there's a graph where it's there's a sloping line that's going down to the right? So that's the trend line. If you're above that line, that means you have extraordinary bone density, and then the line's just the average. So if you're below it, then
oh, I see. And so you're on the higher normal rate.
Yeah,
So yeah, okay.
Yeah, so for those that don't know too, obviously going to the gym.
What's BMD? Sorry,
bone mineral density. So that's what you're being tested for.
So if you were on the green area, you'd be like a superhuman of sorts.
Yeah. So the thing about lifting weights, obviously, yes, it's cool to look aesthetically jacked, bro, or to get yourself in good condition. But the main thing amongst older people too is why they encourage resistance training programs is because when you train, it signals to the bone to still build basically cells in the body to remind the bone to keep being strengthened because. What it needs is it's a signal from a heavier weight to keep the bone strong. And so that's why it's amongst women, you see osteoporosis because when they get older, we can get into it, but basically they encourage older women to. You guys hear that wasp? God. But they encourage older women to lift weights for that reason, or to stay active, just period, because of osteoporosis, predominantly amongst older women. So yeah, that's great to if you want to go get your bone density check it out. It's one of the good things.
Dude, that's cool. Yeah. I dig this.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Watch, I'm gonna make a short video in the middle of the week. Well, actually, after analyzing his data. He's full of shit. Just kidding.
That's false.
Yeah. No, I'm looking at. This is from the older one. I was looking at the tissue stuff. but it's all good.
Yeah. So it's really cool. I mean, yeah, that was one of like the cool, because at first I was like, I don't know if I want to do it, and then because not a lot of people were doing it in my lab dish, I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
So are you gonna? Well, back to the whole like testosterone thing. Like, do you have any idea of like what you might do next? You and I were talking about not just in the podcast, but outside of the podcast, talking about like what we wear, right? So materials, like, is that something that you're considering doing? Like, kind of purging certain things out of your life that way?
Yeah, the only research I was able to look before we hopped on here was the underwear, And I think underwear definitely, because I don't know, there's been studies, and I don't know if people have looked into it as well, but for you to have sperm that's, what can we say, potent, I guess, I don't know, like for a better term, it has to be at a certain temperature, right? And so polyester kind of keeps a high temperature down below where your I want to say your nuggies, but I don't where your testicles are at, right? So it's called spermatogenesis, where the production of like potent sperm it's inhibited by that
by the temperature.
Yeah. So polyester might not be the most beneficial thing,
right? And then there's like things like don't use your laptop on your lap, right? Because it keeps your temperature super high. Yeah. Interesting. You didn't find anything on material, it specifically on material, not like temperature control. Like,
so I mean, I only looked up underwear. I didn't look up like this stuff, that like the stuff I'm wearing, because I told Sam during the gym, I was like, I bought like two packs of this and it was $30. It's 90% polyester and 10% spandex.
Yeah.
So I didn't look up that yet, but I just did underwear, and I think underwear I'm gonna try to shift away from. I won't say toss them. I'm probably just gonna, like where you said, develop a rotation of underwear until I actually have a full cotton or wool. Yeah, get out of here, freaking wasp.
Yeah, he's taking laps.
It's going for a personal record or something.
Let me see this real quick.
While Sam's doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, just
spandex containing. You are harming your balls, my friends. Listen, I care about these. I didn't believe this.
You are harming your balls.
Here's contraceptive efficacy of polyester induces azoospermia in normal men. The abstract. The contraceptive effect of polyester sling applied to the scrotum was studied in 14 men. The suspender was worn. Oh, frick! I gotta look this up. Okay, here's the study. The study ID, the PMID is 1623716. Let's see if I can bring that study up. Here it is. So, contraceptive efficacy of polyester induced azoospermia in normal men. I'm just going to read the abstract. It's huge.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty familiar with these papers because this is what we have to do for kinesiology.
So
they're really long papers when they do these studies.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna copy the abstract and tell ChatGPT to like make a summary.
Or you can just go to the conclusion. The conclusion tells you everything too.
It's only telling me the abstract. In order to see the conclusion, I have to. I mean, I think in the abstract it includes the conclusion, doesn't it?
I'm not too sure. No, abstract is just basically telling like what they're trying to do as far as like research wise.
Okay. I'm Sam. I'm Sam.
Schmit. I'm Toby. What? He just kept saying his name.
Yeah, I remember. I'm starting to remember that. Yeah, for sure. Come on. Okay, now I'm just gonna read it. The contraceptive effect of polyester sling applied to the scrotum was studied in 14 men. This suspender was worn for 12 months. Follow-up investigation, compromised periodic check on semen character, testicular size, rectal testicular temperature difference, serum reproductive hormones, a testicular biopsy, the electrostatic potentials generated by friction between the polyester suspender and the scrotal skin were determined. Female partners used contraceptives until men became azoospermic. After 12 months, the suspender was abandoned and the aforementioned investigation were performed again. In the suspender wearing period, all men aforementioned investigation were performed again. Oh, my bad. Dang it. I'm losing my... Anyway, okay, maybe we'll just tell... maybe I'll put the text here after I put it on ChatGPT to give a summary. Here's what Paul Saladino said. This may sound crazy, but men who
harming your
work...
balls. That's what he said.
You're harming your balls. Yeah, that's what he said exactly. He was like, this might sound crazy, but men who wore cotton underwear did not experience these negative effects. Synthetic polyester fabrics are made from plastic, which contain many endocrine disrupting compounds. Over time, these compounds can be very toxic to our bodies. The more we stay away from plastic, the better. Just wear 100% cotton or wool underwear. And remember, I only say these things to inform and educate you, not to scare you. This information as needed. I hope it's helpful to anyone struggling with their fertility and struggling to find the answer.
Dudes, what kind of underwear are you wearing? If it's polyester, modal, elastane, spandex containing, you are harming your balls, my friends. Listen, I care about you dudes. I didn't believe this originally earlier, but there are studies in humans and animals like dogs that putting polyester underwear like this around your nuts decreases sperm counts, decreases male hormones like testosterone, decreases your fertility. Going commando is way better than this garbage, or just use some cotton underwear.
Yeah, but then
do not put polyester.
I could get so nasty with it, but man, no one. Oh man, just think about the stains on your freaking pants and your shorts if you wear no underwear.
Oh, that's true.
It's freaking wild.
Yeah. Just don't have a leaky gut, man.
Modal, elastane, spandex containing. You are harming your balls.
You're gonna have balls.
Listen, I didn't believe this originally earlier.
Not your nuts,
there are studies in humans and animals like dogs that putting polyester.
Oh, I'm starting it all over. Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go.
And for people who don't know, the definition of azoospermia is a condition where there are no sperm cells present in the ejaculate. So,
oof.
Yeah.
Sucks.
But I was telling Sam about it because I wear this material like up top and obviously like my underwear too. But
yeah, I wore it on most of my life.
And it's like, dude, it's so comfortable. It keeps you dry. And that's like, And then like also people were like at dinner was like, dude, you look so jacked right now. I'm like, oh man, thank you. I just bought this. So like,
my wife's coming. No.
Oh no, abs.
Hide everything.
Hide it.
No. What was he gonna say? Shoot.
You're harming your balls.
No, I think ever since I was able to buy my own underwear, right?
Yeah.
Ever since I've always worn, the polyester shit because they're comfortable.
Yeah, they are. They feel so good, man.
Yeah.
I gotta say goodbye to it.
No, but to be honest, I don't know why you were touching my underwear earlier, but just kidding. No, the wool. I showed you my.
It felt so good. Your wool felt so good, bro. Your wool felt amazing. Like it just.
Thank you.
Yeah, the way that it felt, I'm like, man, this feels exactly how I wanted it to feel. You know.
Yeah. If you want to keep saying it before Abby comes over, let her hear it. No.
This is where I parked my car.
No. But yeah, no, I showed you, right? They feel good and they're really comfortable and they're very breathable.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell the difference if they were polyester or not. Like that's how wool it was.
I'll tell you a cool thing. Like they don't stink up as easily. So you know how polyester you could smell the.
Well, I mean the term that everyone like the guys that we talk about is a swamp butt. Mm-hmm. Like that's like the worst thing. I remember like you can feel it when you go to gym or any like physical activity. And you like start sweating in that area.
Yeah,
and like I was smelling like please don't tell me I smell like this. Like if you walk past them, you're like it's swamp butt. That's what you're.
Yeah. So in polyester, I think like that material of polyester would hold on to that odor where this is a wool shirt. Like this, like I could probably go clean a lot longer than polyester. Mm. Yeah. Well, then we might need to pause. Yeah.
Almost, but yeah. I think the one thing I'm gonna do is sleep. I mean,
see how, but okay.
That's my first order for me is checking my sleep. I know my diet's on point. I know the one mistake that I've done was when I started bulking, like after I was done with my shows the past year, I changed my form of carbs. So people that don't know, there's a glycemic index on foods. And glycemic index is basically like how the carbs spike your blood sugar or not, you know? And for me, when I started bulking, I was like, I'm just gonna eat more white rice. Like, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna eat more white rice. Why not? But I didn't see I won't say the results, but I totally forgot what happens when you eat a lot of white rice. And it's hard because in the Asian community, Filipinos specifically, we eat rice with everything. I told my coworker, hey, if you got KFC, yeah, we're gonna eat with white rice. Spam and eggs, white rice for breakfast, cool. Turkey and ham, white rice with green beans, rice. It's just everything in rice. And so, but the one thing about rice, it's really high in the glycemic index. And so it spikes your blood sugar really high. And if you're not too careful, especially those in the diabetes community, I'm not saying I'm diabetic, but I'm just saying in that community, you got to be careful because if you can become insulin resistant, which is important to not holding on to fat and being able to utilize glucose in your body better. And so I switched away from white rice and started eating sweet potatoes and brown rice again. And I noticed it was a game changer, and I started eating a little less carbs. And that's so I mean, sleep and then diet, and then, it's the baby. I can't stand to fly. I'm not that naive. I'm more than a bird. I'm more than a man. I'm more than a pretty face. And it's not easy to be me.
Okay, sorry. What were we saying?
You said you were going to bring up another study.
No. Before that, we were kind of interrupted, and so
harming your balls.
Harming your balls.
No. So those are the two aspects I feel like I'm going to focus on.
Okay. So there's another thing. This is more for fun. I don't think this is something like so there's a study about. Okay, so age independent increased in male salivary testosterone during horticultural activities among, I don't know what that means, farmers. So any farming activity, and in particular chopping wood. Here it looks like testosterone plays an important role in mediating male reproductive trade-offs in many vertebrate.
So you're saying that I should wear like a checkered thing, grow a beard out, and just
chop. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh no, it's little abs.
It's okay.
I just love the smile on your face. It's not easy. Wait, what? Soldier Boy's coming to Fremont? Like I was saying, just Paul Saladino saying it's harming your balls. I'd like to rebuttal that. My balls are doing just fine. So, just because you're wearing spandex and polyester doesn't mean you're harming that balls, So just make sure. Oh, hey, Sam, and low abs.
We're having her join us. This is among, she missed Dad, so she wanted to be. That's what happens. It's okay. Do you mind if she's sitting down?
No, you gotta get out of here. Oh, well, what's that?
It's cats.
Oh,
it's Simon's cat.
All right.
I like it because it's one of those it's not super stimulating shows.
Nice.
So she doesn't really use the phone much, but today we'll make an exception.
That's good. It's cool that you actually do that with her.
Yeah. So you're a little shy today? Oh, it's okay, baby.
She missed Papa Bear.
Yeah, so we don't have to talk too much about the
spermatogenesis.
Yeah, I mean the whole. I just thought it was
being
a fun
wood farmer.
It's a fun. The PMID is 2241 87. No, 24 18 74 82. That's what it is. The PMID. If anyone wanted to look into it, but I thought that was interesting. Because it was a thing that was highlighted by Men's Health magazine.
Yeah.
So anyways, just something. If you want to chop some wood, increase that testosterone in your saliva.
Being in water, like whatever. I mean, we could use it for the backyard for your backyard fires, but
yeah, I'd love it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Anyway, hi.
Oh, look at that smile.
Yeah, happy to be with Dad.
I don't know. I think we're running pretty close on runtime. What do you think?
Well, last time I checked before the whole...
I had it a little over an hour. Or maybe close to an hour.
It was close to an hour.
Yeah. Anything you want to talk about quickly, maybe?
I don't know. I mean, the whole... I don't know. Oh, dude, I saw the last episode from... Severance yesterday. That was pretty cool.
Wait,
Severance had an episode.
You're talking about the previous episode.
Okay, the last one they released. That was really cool. So, dude, we got to get you to watch that.
I might be able to watch it this weekend for sure. I know, I don't have a lot of things doing.
Yeah. How many more weeks do you have of Poly?
5.
Before you go into spring break, right?
Yep. Spring break. I don't know. I might want to take one of my classmates to Vegas just because he's never experienced it before.
Yeah.
But I personally, for me, I've seen Vegas a couple times. It's not special to me. It's just hotels in the desert.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
And spending money.
Yeah. That's I was like, dude, Vegas is over. But I just love to see him trip on things for the first time.
Yeah.
So
I see
him go to downtown on Halloween where it was just people out and about.
Yeah.
It's just his mind just exploding, looking around.
Do you know about the Tunnel City? There's like
a hidden city or something, right?
It's an underground.
Is it home or
bunch of homeless are taking over?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Tons of tunnels that have been abandoned, and they use it as kind of like a city.
Man, I mean, maybe it might be cool underneath there, huh? I mean, cool as in temperature wise.
Yeah.
Because man, being in the tunnel in Vegas, where mainly it's hot. People don't understand. Being in the desert, it's still gonna be cold, right?
Yeah. Or have you ever gone to? You've heard of? Then there's the Bruno Mars has a lounge bar over there.
I didn't know that.
You could reserve it, and you have to be dressed a certain way to go.
Ooh,
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, we should look up the top bars to go over there. There are several cool places. Then there's I forgot what they're called. They have it's an Alpha sign, and I think it's called Alpha Store or something like that. But basically, it's not a store. It's just a building that looks like a store if you go in there, but there's hidden nukes that you go in there. It takes you some random room.
Nice.
You could spend as much time in any room, so people could go and study. And then within those rooms, there's even more hidden spots, and it's this whole experience. Those things are kind of cool.
No, I mean for me, Vegas wise. A lot of people going to nightclubs, which is fine. I mean, all the attractions are there. People have residencies there, Mm-hmm. But to me, I feel that's over. I don't like dressing up. So for me, it's going to be, this is so typical of you, Pat. Of course you want to go to a place where you take your shirt off. But I love going to pool parties because it's fun.
Yeah.
So would you say choo?
What? Pizza.
Oh, I was like, what?
The dude in there is eating pizza.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Simon's Cat. It's a good kid show.
Simon's Cat?
Simon's Cat.
Okay.
It's a YouTube thing.
Cool.
Pool parties are cool.
Fun. They're super fun.
Yeah, but you get creeps around there too.
True. I mean, I might be going down there.
You've been creeped out by someone, right?
Wait, did I
you've
tell
been
that,
on a creep?
Did I tell that story on here already?
No, not on here. I don't think so.
I mean, we could say it for another time. Basically, it was cool. I mean, that was the first.
A little cougar coming over.
Yeah. So, for a compliment, what was one of the compliments that you've received before where you got caught off guard? I've never gotten that before. Someone call you a word or something. What was the worst
I think the compliments that I liked they were more from people that I established relationships with by doing the game stuff.
Okay.
Like we were already kind of more in a dating phase, like seeing each other often. And one of them was like, she described me as, I don't know why, but I really liked that she said this. She just said like that I was very edgy, you know, which I never really thought that I was like a, you know, like instead of saying like, oh, you're too out there, or like, oh, you're too much for me. Like, no, her way is like, you're edgy, and I'm always like on the edge of my seat. Like, what else are you gonna do now?
Oh,
you know, so that was kind of cool. Another one was, she said that I was very honest. And I think I took it as a compliment, but I think I was, I scared her a little, but I don't think she was afraid. She was just, she didn't know like she could expect honesty from me. And so I thought that was, I don't know. It's less, I don't know. It's a kind of a cool thing, that someone tells you that.
yeah.
Oh, you got locked out.
I love that. You're just trying to swipe through. Like, come on, open.
Dude, you were clicking on some ads. Dude, what are you trying to get by?
Now Sam's going to be like, get suggested all these like items. Like, what the heck?
You know, well, this is Abby's phone. She
oh, okay.
fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
No, I think for me, I've told you this story, but I think the one that caught me off guard, because I've never gotten this comment before. And again, I can give my whole backstory on everything and how I felt like, you know, growing up. But I remember I was pretending to swim through the water because I can't swim, but like I try to look cool underneath the water when you're all drunk and buzzed, and I was trying to like swaddle through the water, and all of a sudden this woman just grabs me and she's like, oh, like, hey, like, what's your name, blah blah blah, and she's like, oh, I think you're gorgeous, and I'm just like, okay, I've never gotten that one before, you know? I'm like, yeah, so that one.
Yeah, I've never gotten gorgeous before.
Yeah, well, it's because, I mean, in my head, like, gorgeous, I mean, it's typically in society, it's used for the woman, right?
Yeah, like a bit of a feminine quality.
Yeah, so like when someone told me, I'm like, oh, cool, all right, I never got that one. I'm like, hey, what's your name, blah, blah, blah. And so that coming off guard, but yeah, that was that one, and I don't want to say this comment, but I'll say that's like for later, I'll tell you, but yeah, just... That was like interesting. That happened out in Vegas, but
yeah, I've gotten like, you have a killer stare. I've gotten
that. That's good. I like that one.
No.
See, I want some of those compliments. What? Not like,
those
hey,
are cool.
You're hot, or oh, hey, you're gorgeous.
But you gotta understand, like, you as a man, you like compliments, but it took so long to like, you know, like these are 3 compliments, but out of like hundreds and hundreds of people you encounter, and getting to do something more than just friendship. So you're kind of expecting a sort of compliment, but they never do. So they're rare. So that's probably why.
Man, that's something to that too. See, I feel like there's
we don't as men, we don't get compliments that often, to be honest.
But I swear there's always something that you can learn from the society, right? Like when you don't get a compliment, or you don't get them at all, but when you do it, it means the world, you know? Yeah,
they do. And it's not like you're chasing them.
Yeah.
But you forget that like compliments can get you a long way.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's always that thing we come back to is you just need that little brief reminder, like you're capable, you're of significance. Yeah. Like that's why you always need that little reminder of that stuff. Yeah. I think that's cool when someone genuinely compliments you like that.
Yeah, I do think like women, if you want your man to like, I don't know, feel like he's more attentive to you, give him compliments, like it will take you a long way.
Yeah.
I feel like women are more used to compliments.
True.
So they might not mean as much. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah. So us men, we could go a day without compliments. It's fine. Cause like, you know, we know like we have, like, again, we put our significance into like how hard we work. Do we provide all this stuff? But it is nice from that time to time to be reminded of significance by compliments and everything like that.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Yeah. You mush?
I think Lil Abs is saying we should wrap up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want you to be on the phone. I'm using this just because, you know, we're recording. Okay. Cool conversation. Why did I feel like this conversation went super quick? But
because it does. And now that we're trying to be on a time, it's like, okay, we got to be really efficient with our words and everything.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is good.
Yeah, it was good, man.
Yeah, peace. Did you do another dance?
No, I didn't do that. No.
All right, bye, guys.